What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Scott Evans here to bring you the video coverage of the Hunters for Life brand new all welded aluminum bass tracker. There was a rumor of 40-inch pike out in a lake that we've never been to, Bond Lake. So we packed up the car, went out and met with our president and good friend, and took the Maiden Voyage on the brand new boat to see if that rumor was indeed true. No one else on the boat believed the rumor, so they spent the whole time bass fishing with the good old Senko worm. We were throwing rainbow trout and baby bass, our two hands down favorite colors. Doesn't matter the body of water, doesn't matter the state, they all catch fish. Myself, on the other hand, was kind of just thinking that you can catch bass anywhere. It's not every day you go to a lake that you have the potential of catching a trophy pike. So I spent the entire time with the bait caster in my hand, throwing the pike dreamer spinners, watching everybody on the boat catch smallmouth after smallmouth after smallmouth. And I thought about switching over to bass tackle about 15 different times while we were out there, but I just had this feeling that in the back of my head that I was going to find that trophy pike, though that never panned out for us. Probably the best thing about this trip was just being able to spend time in the new boat. If you guys have been following us for a while, you've seen some fishing videos of us out in our old boat, the tin can as we call it. It was just a little 13-foot rowboat where you could only have two people, and you had to be very weary of your movements, or you were flipping over. But with this boat, I mean, we had 4 people out, all our gear, and everybody could walk around, and plenty of room. And boat was, I mean, rock solid. So we've got a couple youth trips planned with the kids out at Teaching Family Homes, an incredible group home up here, and still working on lining up a couple of dates for our wheelchair-bound anglers. But with this boat, it's everything that we could have ever imagined and more. Well, after everybody caught about their 5th fish, I still hadn't even had a nibble, and I'd gone through about 6 or 7 different colors of spinners, and was starting to get a little bit discouraged. But the persistence paid off, and finally a couple bumps on the rod and pretty good hook set, and was able to hook into the species that I was after, but sadly just not the monster.
That's about a 40-inch walleye.
The craziest thing about this lake is when we did some scouting, one thing that we love to do is just go on Google Maps and check out the body of water before we head out. Sadly, with reservoirs, it's very, very hard to get a depth map, so you kind of just use the satellite and try and see through the water and see any bit of structure. But we looked on the map, and the water was, I mean, beyond low. There was about 20 yards of beach below the end of the concrete from the boat ramp. And as you saw in the beginning of this video, we got there, and it was a completely different story. The front 3/4 of the dock was completely underwater. I mean, water levels were probably up 6-7 feet from when the satellite picture was taken. When we launched the boat, we motored, I mean, almost all the way across the lake. It's probably about a 2-mile long lake, and had some decent fishing. But craziest thing about this lake is, the sun started to set, so we started to make our way back, and the most incredible fishing was within 20 yards of the boat ramp, which typically is not the case. But with such a unique fishery out in just legitimately the middle of nowhere, with almost no people around and no pressure on the fish, they could be, right where you don't expect them. All in all, our feelings on Bond Lake is it is an incredible body of water. We were staying at a nice resort, and some of the other guys that were staying there had been fishing the lake for the last 30 years. And we got back from this trip and went over to the fish cleaning station, and I mean, they must have had a dozen crappies over 10 inches, 5 just beautiful walleye. I mean, some really nice perch. And sadly, we weren't using the same tactics, but you definitely will see us out on Bond Lake again. All right, guys, thanks everyone for watching. Happy adventures.